You guys, my brisket jerky is so delicious. Everybody at my work loves it. They fight over who can have some. It is delicious. I am going to do a quick video right now of just some top tips and tricks that I have come up with while making batches of this. I make a batch every weekend. It lasts me throughout the week and it is wonderful. So I'm going to put some tips and tricks, really quick video here for you. And if you see this candle burning, I'm going to link a video right here of how I made this candle with bacon grease. Check it out. So I am going to make my brisket now, throw that in the dehydrator. I have gotten that down to a science. I do 18 hours at 160 degrees and it turns out perfect to me. And I get it really, really thin as I can get it. It's maybe 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. And I give it a good sprinkle of my smoked salt and I am good to go. So I used to get the brisket at either Sam's Club or Costco, but I've noticed lately that it's cheaper at Walmart. If you don't see any on sale when you're ready to go ahead and buy a brisket, definitely check the Walmart prices because it was only $3 and something at my Walmart, and both Costco and Sam's Club was $4 and something. So check out your prices at Walmart before committing to either a Costco or Sam's brisket if you're looking to save the most amount of money. I do not waste my money when I'm dehydrating it on a prime cut because of the fact that I'm dehydrating it and I'm cutting it so thin that they're just going to melt in your mouth anyways. So as you can see, I get that super, super thin. Does that not look wonderful? Again, I got this at Walmart. What I do when I get the brisket is I just cut it into manageable pieces. It's a whole brisket. So I slice it into pieces that will fit into a gallon-sized bag. And I freeze it overnight. As you can see, this is still quite frozen pieces. And I slice it while it's frozen. I just take it out of the freezer long enough to let it defrost just a bit, not more than an hour. And then I will slice it while it's still frozen. That way the fat is easy to manage. If that fat gets defrosted, it will not slice easily and it'll get bunched up into the slicer wheel. Then I'm just going to give it a good sprinkle. The reason why I have them on top of a cookie sheet is as I sprinkle this, the salt is going to fall down. It'll catch on the cookie sheet, and at the end, the last tray, I'm going to dip the meat on the cookie sheet and get that salt that's caught on the cookie sheet. That way I don't waste the salt. That one's quite thick with fat, but that's okay. I'm going to fold it over onto a piece of meat. That way that fat just melts down into that meat and doesn't get stuck into the grate. That's what I've learned to do on this one. So if you have a metal tray and you dehydrate and you notice that the fat gets stuck onto the tray, actually what I'm going to do is just get a piece that does not have a lot of fat like this, and I'm going to lay that fat onto the meat. That way that fat melts onto this meat and it doesn't get stuck into the grates, if that makes sense. Makes it much easier for cleaning the grates and it makes that meat delicious. And I don't want to waste the fat. I don't want that fat to get wasted on the grates. I want it in my tummy. So that is how absolutely huge my dehydrator is. I did all of that meat that was on that tray. You've seen how full it was. And the last 2 trays I did were not even packed, and I still have 2 trays left. I could have did a lot more meat. And I love that dehydrator. If you all are in the market for a dehydrator, I will put a link down below. It's in my Amazon storefront and I love it. It is wonderful. It works great. My brisket jerky, again, I cook it 18 hours, 160 degrees. It's perfect. It goes off in the middle of the night usually when I make it, and when I wake up in the morning, I just take it out and put it in baggies and store it in the fridge until I eat it up. And it lasts me at least a week, week and a half, and it is delicious and it does not go bad. I absolutely love my beef jerky. So thank you for joining me for my top tips and tricks on how I make my brisket jerky. Hope to catch you again next time, and until then, stop eating processed foods. I think this is the #1 food that has kept me carnivore. For real. It's like the perfect amount of fat and meat. Yum. I'm addicted.